Okay, so here we are, and it's been a while since I've done one of these. I do the best I can. A lot of changes going on right now, a lot of preparation for whatever the next step in my life is, and it's one of the things that I can say is that the tools that get you to a particular place are not exactly the same as the tools that allow you to thrive once you're there. So I'm looking at the fact that I've spent my entire life in some ways getting to this point. Yes, I love this cup. And I need to think very carefully about what I'm doing. I mean, it's like, the door is open and then the genie is saying, ask for three wishes. I need to make sure I'm asking for the right wishes. Well, one of the wishes that I have is to really clarify the program that I'm teaching. Now, I used to teach this to clients, but I frankly priced myself out of that. The people who could afford me were not the same as the people I enjoy working with. I mean, it's not that they're bad people. They're just average people. That's fine, but there are an awful lot of people whose issues and problems and so forth. It's like, wow, I really want to deal with those. I want to help them with those. And they don't have the kind of money that it takes to hire me. But what they can bring is commitment and clarity. And many of these people, I mean, would make great friends. And I need friends. I need people that I can be myself with, which becomes more and more difficult as time goes by in some ways. So therefore, it's the Saturday morning or Saturday afternoon at 12 noon Pacific, Firedance meetings that you can get to at 12 noon Pacific at thefiredance.com, www.thefiredance.com. And I'm very happy with those. I was asked many years ago, not many years ago, 5 years ago, when I was inducted into the Ancient Alpha Warrior Hall of Fame, people who've been practicing martial arts for more than 40 years. I was asked by a distinguished instructor, what do you teach, Steve? And I didn't have an answer for him. I didn't have a system or style in that sense. And, I think that it is true that to those to whom much is given, much is expected. I went into the martial arts and I went into writing, and that parallax, that combination of desired skills and wonderful mentors gave me something unexpected. It gave me a drop of clarity in a way that was useful in some ways that I had not anticipated. The martial arts were the product as advertised. They gave me the thing that I'd been searching for, even when I didn't know I was searching for it. That sense of this is who I am and this is what the world is. It's a solid it's a solid space from which to move. I mean, still all the work of life, all the chop wood, carry water continues, and it's a process, not a position. So I have to keep working, and one of the things that I have to do is I have to keep learning, I have to keep doing, I have to keep teaching. It's literally the cost of staying on the road. So I came up with this belt system for the different things in the magic formula, and refining the magic formula takes you through white, yellow, green, and then the brown and black belt. I start integrating Think and Grow Rich because the primary problem that people have, that I see about two-thirds of the problems that I see people having, are related to money, one way or the other. More money would solve it. If they don't have if money is not the problem, it's usually health or love. But those things relate to the executive function that is necessary. The same quality is necessary. You can take a look at the 13 success principles and you can see that they actually relate to everything. They don't just relate to money. You can use them for spiritual growth. You can use them for finding partners. You can use them for losing weight or gaining fitness. They just work. So, but those are more advanced. The question is, well, what's the white belt material? And I've been saying the 5 minute miracle. The 5 minute miracle is You do 60 seconds. Let me change this image here because I'm talking about something. I do like being able to change the images. Boom, there we go. The the flow, the proper breathing, you know, 60 seconds every hour, at the top of every hour of deep, slow, diaphragmatic breathing, at least 5 times a day. You do that for 2 weeks, and you will know whether or not my path is for you. I mean, it's the three gates are about, is it true? Is it kind? Is it useful? So in 2 weeks, you'll know whether it's true for you. I already know it's true for many people, but it might not be true for you. I think it will be. I believe that anybody with a normal nervous system will experience a change if they do this. It is therefore kind. It takes no resources, very little training, and very little time, 5 minutes a day, 1 hour in 2 weeks. If you're willing to invest 1 hour, you can determine whether or not this is for you. And useful? Oh my God, in life they pay you for how much stress you can take without cracking. This is your doorway to taking maximum stress, with minimal strain. So it's incredibly useful. Passes the three gates right there. But that raised another question. Should I perhaps include the three gates on the white belt level? If the 5 minute miracle centers you in some beautiful ways and connects you to your survival drive, your belly brain, your warrior self, then the three gates opens the door to the heart. What is true, that's your epistemology. And it's like, how do you know what's true is true? Is it kind? Asks you to engage your heart when you're dealing with yourself, everything you say, and other people. Is it useful? Is your executive function, time management, energy production, and all sorts of other things. It's simple, but it's a lifetime discussion. It's a beginning point. I mean, you can go from the three gates into the eightfold path very easily, which is, as you can go from there to anything, Christian doctrine and Buddhist doctrine and all sorts of other things. And I think that because it's a simple idea that opens to a lifetime of analysis, that it might be a good thing to include that too. So should I stop there? I'm playing with the thought that there is one more thing that would be included at the white belt level. And that's what the meaning of life is. Viewed from the most exalted spiritual position I can come from, and simultaneously from just basic biology. All things seek to move away from pain and towards joy. As your nervous system becomes more complex, the idea of a drop of sugar water being more than just fuel, but being pleasurable comes into it. And as one moves away from pain and satisfies your need for safety, there is the question of what's next. Once you've filled your coffers, what's next? And that is to be of service. Whether you're talking about one of the greatest killers in the world, Musashi Miyamoto, or you're talking about a spiritual person like the Dalai Lama, they agree that to be of service is of critical importance. So to say to someone that the meaning of life is to escape suffering, pain is inevitable. Suffering is optional. Suffering is holding on to past pain or fear of a future that is not here. Pain is in the moment, but suffering is in the past or the future. You can eliminate suffering. And that gives you the lightness of being that enables you to make moves more rapidly and see things more clearly. So if I were to say that the white belt level is the practice of the 5 minute miracle, plus opening the discussion about the three gates and opening this discussion of the meaning of life being to escape suffering, embrace joy, and to be of service. There'd be no end to that conversation, just like there's no end to the depth of the 5 minute miracle. I'll be practicing it on my deathbed. You can always get better at it because Qigong, says that any individual movement in Tai Chi or in motion is a combination of movement, thought, eyesight, and breath. That you bring these things together. And the unity of breath and mind is a function of a percentage of your potential, not your comparison to somebody else. All you have to do is focus on how much of your potential you're using at this moment. If you do that, you're getting to the best you can be. And if you can take your joy in that, then you can be happy all the time as you're simultaneously getting more and more efficient and effective, being nicer to people, gaining clarity about what is true because you're constantly performing small experiments to test your environment. This seems reasonable to me, and I'm going to be experimenting with it. And if you would like to join us in this conversation, because this is just the basic aspects of things, you can sign up at StephenBarnesList.com, and you can show up at the Zoom meetings on Saturday at 12 noon Pacific at thefiredance.com. You take care. Bye-bye.